time.
What's your podcast? You know,
Ethereal Black Girl, the podcast.
Hey, Teezy made an interesting point that we can talk about before we go to the next.
Okay.
He said, why do black women always have to put black at the beginning of their podcast?
Because so you know I'm a nigga.
Because white girls just listen to some shit. White people in general just listen to some shit. If we just put like the Fluid podcast, they'll think we talking about some shit. And
Rebecca,
we
this is not for you.
Fuck you.
Lame ass nigga, white people type shit. I mean, it is, but like the only reason behind Ethereal Black Girl, so Ethereal, I have it tatted on me. Ethereal means like delicate, like almost too perfect. And a lot of times, like black women are deemed as like very aggressive and loud. So it's almost like a play on words. Like technically, when you first meet me, I wouldn't seem like the most delicate person, but like putting like Ethereal Black Girl, just like saying like, you can be aggressive as hell, but like still delicate and like soft at the same time. So for that reason, it was specific.
So as a black woman, how does it feel knowing that everybody want to be a black woman? Because when a gay man want to be gay, he try to act like a black woman no matter what race he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the white lady that want to be a black woman.
You know what I'm saying? You don't really
I feel like black people shouldn't even been mad at that.
Today, I legit seen a white lady with braids.
That shit pissed me off.
To be frank, I be waiting for the hair to break off. So, it's kind of annoying, but it's not surprising. Like anytime I see it, honestly, at this point, do you be surprised? Like when you see like other races or trying to like imitate us?
Why y'all
don't be surprised?
No, why you don't like seeing a white woman with braids?
Because
why the fuck do you have braids?
And it's honestly just like snatching from culture.
For sure.
Like, so what about when black women get perms?
It's not the same thing. No, nobody has ever got a perm to say, okay, I
should say weave from another person's culture. Like, you go get some Malaysian hair.
Pause, because Malaysian hair doesn't have lice.
I'm just saying, like, it's not nigga hair. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, you don't go to a beauty supply store and get black person hair. Most people don't.
Right, and that's fine, but like no one wants to look like a white woman, though.
Most black women make their hair look like a hair from a person of another race.
No, they're just making their hair straight, or they're just
and they just braid nails.
But that's not the same thing. It's like culturally like deep rooted in like black history for braids.
All the way back to slavery, and even then, like you're white, you cannot. Your hair is going to break off, so you can do it all you want to.
That's their hair.
It is, and that's fine. But that's just weird. That's just weird as hell.
Because technically braids was made from what I learned. Braids was made to help slaves figure out how to get
Underground
out of
Railroad and shit back in the day.
It was like they'll braid the pattern the way you need to go in the back of the head type shit.
Or they'll braid food into their hair.
Like no one gets a deep side part to look like a white lady. If I wanted to be a white lady, I would just get stringy hair with bugs in it.
That's not even white person. That's a dirty
shout out to the white people. Shout out my nigga Gucci. But yeah, it's like I don't think black women get like sew-ins and get wigs. Like it's more of some people call it like a European like beauty standard, but I don't think they get it to like, oh, I'm feeling like a white woman. No one goes and cuts white people's hair and makes tracks.
I'm not talking about white people. I'm talking about other cultures. Y'all just talking in white women. I'm talking about for you to have your hair cut, that shows your courage. I fuck with it. Mm-hmm. You hear what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It took a lot for me to... My wife, she cut her hair and she told me I played a bigger part in it because I don't like when, you know what I'm saying, the female feel like she got to go. Like I have none but daughters. I don't want my daughter to feel like they got to change their hair texture to be pretty. Mm-hmm. But a lot of black women do it because it's, like you said, the standard beat. So what is the difference between a white woman getting braids just because she fuck with it?
Because
a lot of white women, they feel intimidated by y'all.
You sound like you want Dr. Umar to come your friend.
But I feel like the thing is, and the main difference is when white women are getting braids, it is to be like
it's to mimic something.
It's to mimic something in culture, like culturally.
Unless you're an athlete.
Appropriate. That's not the same thing. It's not. Even,
but look, check me out.
What you mean?
This nigga on a trucker hat. He ain't never drove. He ain't even got a CDL.
That's fashion.
We don't know.
That's fashion to them.
But
that's what I'm saying.
But our culture shouldn't be fashion to them.
Why not?
Because it's
a
way of life. You can't help it. It's some shit that just is naturally in you.
You have on a trucker hat. It's fashion, bro.
This shit ain't natural, bro.
Trucking life is a lifestyle to people, bro.
Who said truckers was the first people to wear this?
That is very true.
And honestly, nobody is coming down on truckers and saying like, oh, you can't wear that trucker hat to work because it's unprofessional.
And truckers have not ever been oppressed.
If I wear braids to work, that's unprofessional. But white women are wearing braids as style and fashion. But when I do it, it's unprofessional.
I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm not saying that that's right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For that. But I'm saying that's because when they see a black woman that's so-called professional, it's because her hair, she made herself look acceptable. She did some other culture shit to make it herself fit in instead of like, hey, I'm black, I got braids.
But then we have to think about what is deemed professional and why that is still deemed professional. Like, I mean, just because we're doing it doesn't mean that it's right, but it's also meaning that we have to do what we have to do to get what we need.
Exactly. So a white woman wearing braids, people don't like. We bat an eye because why the fuck you look dumb as hell, first of all, but why do you have braids? But number two, she walks into a workplace, they're not gonna say she look unprofessional, but because I'm a nigga, and specifically because I'm dark skinned, I'm a nigga, I got braids, they're gonna be looking at me like, what the fuck? Granted, I as a person don't give a fuck if I look unprofessional. You don't brush your hair, you look unprofessional as fuck.
And it's the same thing with locks. Like when niggas get locks, it is deemed unprofessional, it is deemed dirty. But when white people get locks, it's considered bohemian or hippie, which isn't the same thing. Or if honestly any other race other than black people gets like locks or braids, it's considered bohemian.
I really think that black people fault though.
How do you think?
Who y'all think the best rapper with Junior?
Please, because I've been like,
what's the best rapper?